home, and we're going to go on a break in a minute, but I want to finish this statement. I wasn't going to sit home and hold my thumb in my mouth and not support a Republican who came to me. That's the only Tea Party that I have recognition with. So whatever questions you came reading to answer, Mr. Jackson, you got to wait, and I can arrange us to come back on TV and hopefully have some Tea Party state officials and or Tea Party people to come on at some point to answer those questions. I don't affiliate with them.
But see, this is really not in the...
Hold that question.
Okay.
I was told to go on break. We're going to break. We'll be right back.
Since 1975, the Congo family and the Congo Funeral Home have been a caring part of this community. We have cared for you in life, and we have cared for you in death, whether through our seniors cookouts, our youth citywide cleanups, our support of community events, or our care for families during the loss of a loved one. The Congo family has always been there. When death occurs, whether after a prolonged illness or after a sudden tragedy, it is always devastating to those left behind. And Sammy, Cherry, Kimmy, Trippy, Kia, and the entire Congo staff are always there to assist you in any way we can. From the very first phone call to long after the funeral service, we promise to be there for you. Our mission is to serve every family with dignity, respect, and care. We know the economic stress of today, so no matter what your financial circumstance, we pledge to help you celebrate your loved one's memory in the way you desire. So remember, when someone you love has passed away, call Congo Funeral Home, Delaware's premier funeral home. Visit us at our website at www.congofuneralhome.com or call us at 302-652-8887.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jay Caldwell speaking, and I'm here to talk about the anniversary celebration of the Gospel Ambassadors, Sunday, November the 6th at the Ezine Fair Baptist.
Hey, thanks for holding on and waiting on and tuning back in. I was just handed something to read off. It's about a brother-to-brother 5-mile walk, brother-to-brother 5-mile walk, celebrating the love and legacy of Derek, Rick, Sean Hoey. The third Brother to Walk 5-mile walk is Saturday, October the 8th, 2011. Location is the Brandywine Park across from the zoo. On-site registration at 9 o'clock. Starts off at 10:30 a.m. and it's $25 donation per adult, $5 donation per student or child. And it says, please join us for the memorial walk. Men bringing another young brother, sisters bringing another sister. To make a pledge or for information, please call area code 302-431-2476. Area code 302-431-2476. And that's how you can be a part of Saturday, October the 8th, 2011, the Brother-to-Brother 5-mile walk in celebrating the legacy of Brother Derek Hoey. He was a good man, and I knew him, and I know his family. So if you can, please come.
Let me make an observation about the Tea Party, if I could, in that the issue that they galvanized around was an easy issue. And, you know, the Tea Party concept came out of 1700s taxation without representation. So the thrust of what the Tea Party is all about is debt ceiling down, lowering taxes in the context of money. Now, I don't hear the Tea Party is talking about immigration a lot. I don't hear them talking about abortion. I don't hear them talking about Second Amendment rights, all those other conservative issues that are associated with the Republican Party. What I hear them talking about, though, is money, making sure that as much money as possible stay in their pockets, not go to government, so that they can do what they want to do with their money, and that they can then donate however they choose to donate. That's an easy issue to galvanize around. Mm-hmm. See, so
Count your own money.
They got an
issue.
That's an easy issue to galvanize around. When we're talking about issues that go to values beyond money. Now, it's kind of interesting as I was sitting here thinking, when they say the debt ceiling being lowered, et cetera, you realize what they negotiated into that extended budget not too long ago was, if they don't reach agreement, then there'll be severe cuts in the Defense Department. Well, it seems like the Tea Party is not even concerned about that. They just want to make sure that we get responsible in how we raise money and how we spend money. So I wanted to focus on that to say that they've galvanized around a rather easy issue as a subset or a subgroup of the Republican Party. There's something else that we say that kind of causes me to have some angst, in that we talked about the language was used earlier about the Democratic Party taking advantage of an urban community or black folk. We talk about the Democratic Party taking the black folk in the urban community for granted. And if that takes place, then shame on us. Right. Because what we are supposed to do as grown-ups, as adults who know how to think, we should be out maneuvering and out flanking other folk. We should take care of our business in a decent, proper, and in order.
But do we do that though?
No, we don't do it as effective as I think we should do, because, I mean, again, you got all these issues out here, and everybody's got their own platforms. But there should be some issues where we come together on, we draw a line in the sand and say, that's it. Mm-hmm. Enough is enough, and whatever sacrifice I have to make, I'm going to make the sacrifice, but we're not going to do it this way, because it's important to our community, because we can see that if we don't draw the line in the sand on this issue now in 2011, where we're going to be in 2011. Right. So there's some things that are non-negotiable. There's some things that should be deal breakers in life. And I'm not so sure that we've grown up to that point, or we were grown up at that point when we came through the 60s, but some way I think we've lost that as a people to say some things are just not negotiable.
Right. So when the blacks, if the blacks ever got together and got in a room and decided that they wanted to go and form a group such as what we're talking about now, Black Tea Party, it probably won't even work, because everybody's got their separate agendas and everybody wants to go their own way. And you don't, people point fingers.
But you don't need that. When I was at the school, I would talk to the kids and tell them, look, life is like a championship fight. Go watch Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier fight. You have to watch their fights and just watch it from beginning to end. And they stayed in the game the whole way. They sacrificed their bodies, they sacrificed their heads to win, to win. Now, we all have to have a mindset that we're in a heavyweight fight, and we're throwing blows. You get knocked out, you get knocked down, you get back up, but we're throwing blows to advance the community. And that kind of hardness and toughness, I don't see it being there as much as I think it should be.
Yeah, but on a local level, Theo and gentlemen, throwing the blows and trying to advance, we're still in the ring fighting. I mean, nobody. When do we stop fighting? When do we?
It's tough. We can't
stop fighting each other and say, wait a minute. We all are looking at the same purpose. We all are having the same need. It's just that you're doing it to get there this way, and I want to get there this way. And then there's a third joker that's sitting there by the spook that sit by the door, unconventionally the spook will sit by the door, and says, look, I know a better way. And so nothing really gets done.
We came close with the Million Man March, and what happened there was we started out like gangbusters, and then we identified each and every issue that we needed to focus on and work on. But then the personal agendas and the loyalty to political parties and the loyalty and faith of our religions, our various diverse religions, all that started becoming more and more to the forefront. And ultimately, everybody went back to doing their own thing again. Our personal agendas always find a way to become greater than the community agenda.
Well, we talked about in the beginning of this segment, beginning of this program, we talked about forming a Black Tea Party. We talked about 3 issues that came up: education, public safety, and something else.
Economics.
And economics.
Economics, right.
Economics. So, but let me go back to education for a minute, Mr. Jackson. If that's what we're fighting on and fighting for, focus on, then what happened to the community rallying around Moyer when they were out? I just couldn't hold that.
Right.
Lord forgive me if it starts something that shouldn't be started. But what happened? Where was everybody?
Right.
The Moyer Academy.
The Moyer Academy. Where was everybody when they reached down? When the state reached down and took their thieving hand and said, we're going to make an example because we need $115 million that the government is giving, the federal government is giving, so we got to show that we're doing something, so we're going to take this person to school. We're going to take these young black, see, I'm sick of politicians riding the back of children and senior citizens, and then when they get someplace, they look back and what they rode on, they didn't bring them along. So I want to know, where was the organizations? Where was the Urban League? Where was the NAACP? Where was some of a lot of the churches? Where was they when the man right here, and I this is unscripted. He didn't know I was going to talk about. We were talking about education. But where was it when this man put a $10 million school together to have an urban school in the middle of what they would consider the hood? Bringing our children back to that they can walk to school, they can have a clear education, and yet still nobody came to the rescue. And it's still failing over there, and nobody's saying nothing.
One of the things I learned when I became president of the Planning Council, and I started traveling the country and looking at other cities, almost verbatim, everything that happened to Moyer has happened around the country to other African-American charter schools. It's a system. You can call it institutionalized racism. You can call it a plan to keep our community down. But it's systematic.
Yeah, what they were doing is this, and now they want to stop. They were defining success as one size fits all. That is based on the DSTP test or whatever test may be in the jurisdiction. A test that is very artificial. Man made the test and man decided what the benchmarks would be for success in a test. Now, there are a lot of aspects of tests. One is, do I understand how to take the test? Or do I understand why I'm taking the test? And can I master the material that's on the test? So if I don't do well on the test, there's a failure somewhere, but it need not be because I don't know and I'm not learning. But for some reason in the No Child Left Behind, there was this need to pigeonhole everyone into what equals success. Now I'm somewhat, what I want to say, encouraged, because now I was listening to Fox News, and I like listening to that news. It's very conservative, but they were talking about Obama now, and he actually said it, he's talking about flexibility and success. Right. I was like, whoa. In other words, it's not necessarily going to be the test. We're going to have other benchmarks and other standards to decide whether or not a school is successful or not. That's just good stuff. Jim Shriver, Tim, with the Special Olympics, he's one of the offspring of the Kennedys.
Right.
He was saying we have to look at the school and make sure we have leadership in there that's motivating kids, causing kids to have aspirations, causing kids' self-esteem to go up. I'm like, whoa, this is good stuff. That's right. Shalala, I think her name was. She was a secretary under Clinton.
Right.
She was sitting there and didn't mention scores at all, and saying, well, we got to now look at these schools to see if they're growing, if they're developing kids, and we have to do it in a holistic fashion. I'm like, well, all of a sudden the light bulb comes on that the test isn't the be-all, end-all indicator as to whether or not we are in fact educating and growing kids. There has to be a recognition that we as people, the light bulb come on for us at different times. We have epiphanies at different times in our lives. And with that recognition, I think there's going to be a redefining of what equals success. What equals success. Now, that's not lowering standards in any way whatsoever. It's basically saying what equals success. I'm going to give a small footnote. If I give you a test on Man-Child in the Promised Land by James Baldwin over here, and I give you another test over here on Peter Pan, depending on what race you come from, you're going to do well on the test.
On the test, right.
Puritan
Right.
doesn't mean,
Right.
so I'm looking at can a person engage in critical thinking, reading, and writing. There's another flaw in public education I comment on also. But that's all I'm looking at. Can you do that? And that equals success. But the light bulb comes on at different times. And I
Right.
tell you what, you have to look at historical black colleges and their mission and purpose and the kids that they take in the spectrum of kids they take compared to major white universities. A major white university says when you walk through the door, you're ready.
Right.
Historical black colleges say we have a continuum of kids. Some walk through the door ready, some are not ready. We're going to nurture and grow these kids. And the kids who are here, when we nurture and grow them, by the time they're seniors, 9 times out of 10, they're on par with the kid that came in ready.
But the initial purpose of African American colleges was to prepare African American students for society because they had a tremendous amount of setbacks and disparities and initially coming in. So to be able to help them cope with American society.
But they have a different philosophy compared to large white universities.
Exactly.
They have a
Exactly.
nurturing and growing philosophy. Put my
Exactly.
arms around you. My job is to develop you into a good citizen, into a good person, and to be a productive citizen.
Right.
I went to the white university.
minutes
That's
before I
not the
bring
way
Ms.
it goes.
Richardson
Right.
back on.
But also have a sense of culture.
I wanted to go back. We got 4 minutes, and Ms. Richardson is going to be coming on. Her and I are going to do something for the last 10 minutes. But I just wanted to get an answer. You know, if we go back and do the black, and I like the idea of Black Tea Party. I like holding folks' feet to the fire. I want people to hold my feet to the fire, where I've been, what I've done, you know, what I plan on doing. And hold other folks. If you're gonna hold mine, hold the other ones too.
Yep.
But I asked the question since education on the tip of everybody's tongue, and next is public safety, and it was an article written in the paper today.
Economics.
And economics. But where was these folks? Can y'all tell me? Where was these folks?
Well, the
when our
NAACP,
kids,
we were marching with the Maury
I
Academy
saw you
students.
there.
We were there.
I saw you there. I'm saying, where was these folks that our children were being used as pawns and not being able to?
Once again, our personal agendas were greater than our need.
That's what I wanted to hear.
The fight for our students.
That's
our
what I
personal
wanted to hear.
agendas were greater.
And I know you were there.
Yep.
Because you were standing next to me.
Yep.
You know, during
Our
the whole
personal
time.
agendas
So
were
I was
greater
not
than the need.
referring to you guys.
But as far
I
as
just wanted to hear that.
the Black Tea Party, as far as the Black Tea Party, the concept, if you're talking about putting together an agenda that helps us address issues, to help us empower our community, it's a great idea. If it's politically party-based, whether it be Republican, Democrat, Independent, it won't work.
I don't see it being politically
Or
party-based.
if it's religiously based,
don't see
it
that
won't
either.
work.
Well,
It
look,
won't work.
Our community should be so angry at education post-DSEG that we should have had some unity about how this is going to happen. We got a lot of undoing to do and a lot doing to do for our kids. Otherwise, 10 years from now, we're going to be exactly where we are now. I'm going to tell you something else as a fallacy.
Real quick.
We walk around in this society and we keep talking about math, science, technology.
right.
We then taking care of our public education to math, science, and technology. But damn it, everybody ain't into math, science, and technology. What about reading, writing, arithmetic, community service, and development? But we are trying to keep up with China and Japan and trying to pigeonhole everybody over into math, science, and technology. You should have that, but I would venture to say, if someone were to do a study, there are few of us inclined in math, science, and in reading, writing, and the basics. So we need to emphasize reading, writing, and critical thinking first.
Amen.
Don't I would not have been an honor roll student if we had a heavy emphasis on math, science, and technology. My whole theory is I don't want to do anything in science.
Amen.
I can get somebody else to count my money, so I don't need all that over there, but I can read, I can write, I can articulate, and I know how to deal in critical thinking. Therefore, I can be a severely effective member of my community. I don't need that math and science over there. But let somebody, whoever loves that, let them go do it, and public schools should advance that for them. But we've gotten caught up in this crap of math, science, and technology too much.
Yeah. The tragedy of Moyer Academy was nobody appreciated.
So you answered my question about
nobody
what you
appreciated.
That's where I wanted to
But nobody appreciated the diamonds in the roughs that were prepared. You know, those kids that were kicked to the curb, that kicked to. Let me finish what I'm saying. They were kicked to the curb. They came to Moyer Academy. They found their way. A lot of these kids were college bound. You know, and that wasn't part of the equation. That wasn't part of the equation when it came to determining the success of the school.
So coming back now again, back focus on the Black Tea Party. You're absolutely right. It can't be driven by religion.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be driven by politics. But you gotta know that once you get in there, and if it happens and people come together, that's going to get in there some kind of way.
Oh yeah, no question.
It's got to be level-headed people to maintain to say, hey, we're here on one focus, and that's education. We're here on one focus, that's public safety.
We don't need a tea party.
Well, regardless of what you call it. I mean, it's just a name. It's just a name.
But we can do that now.
But we don't know.
You opened your program with the issues, and then we all agreed we need to focus on one or two at least, and we all agreed that education was the biggest one. So if we take anything away from this program, why don't it be we rally around this issue here and try to solve? We don't need to start a new party. We had the Green Party, the Tea Party, the Independent Party, the Democratic Party, and the Black Panther Party. Why do we need another party when we already have know what the problem is? Yeah. We can just focus on that, regardless of what religious affiliation you belong to, what club.
We need an agenda. We need an agenda.
So education would be
on the same page.
Education, being as though we all
Theo
agree
said
that
it, critical thinking.
If you fix education, you severely you fix public safety to a significant degree.
You dramatically affect all the rest.
And you fix economics to a significant degree. It's the whole issue of teach me how to fish or give me a fish. If you give me hope and give me education, then you can't give me BS.
Amen.
You can't do that.
So we're gonna take after hearing that, Lance, we're gonna call y'all back. We're gonna call you and we get with Cal and see how we can start just contacting folks. Call you, Mr. Jack, if you want to just sit down and let's all get together and have some sort of whereabouts where we're going, and if you want to be a part of. But I can see this happening, that folks need to see us as folks who are constantly out there every day. I won't say leaders. I'll just say people, concerned citizens of our communities, people who are now on the same page. When folks see us all on the same page, when folks see us working together for one agenda, when folks see us just standing there and not budging and not letting anybody entwine and get in between us and split us up, when folks see that and we stand on that one issue, then the sky's the limit of what we can do, regardless of whether you're Republican, regardless of whether you're Democrat, regardless of where you come from. If we're standing for a purpose and a reason, then we will be more successful than anybody can ever imagine.
My prayer and wish would be that the Urban League, the NAACP, all the elected officials, and whether they be black or white, that have some impact on an urban community, would come together and be true eyes and ears and advocates for what are best practices in an urban community as it relates to education.
Amen.
And they should cross-examine and not just believe in the bells and whistles and the marketing and the spin doctors from the state and DOE, that they really pull the layers back, look at what people are doing in other parts of the country and get good pride out of it.
Having said that, we're going to take a quick 30-second break, get these gentlemen out of the way so I can talk to Ms. Marva Richardson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jay Caldwell speaking, and I'm here to talk about the anniversary celebration of the Gospel Ambassadors. Sunday, November the 6th at the Ezine Fair, Baptist Church, 1400 B Street. Dr. Christopher T. Curry is the pastor. Doors open 5 o'clock. The Ezine Fair praise team will get the program started at 6 sharp. Our guests this year come back again from Washington, D.C. The group that did such a fine job last year, the Southern Gospel Singers. All the way from the city of brotherly love. Again this year, Little Sam and the Flying Clouds, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Then we have coming from New York City again this year, the fantastic Solonaires. Our special guest this year come from the Windy.
Once again, we are here with Mrs. Marva Richardson on her show, and we want to take this opportunity, I personally want to take this opportunity for thanking you for allowing us to be on to have this wide open discussion. I want to remind folks again, the Three Brothers of Brother Walk, the Third Brother to Brother Walk, October the 8th, Saturday, starts registration at 9 o'clock, and it starts at 10:30 down at the Brandywine Park across from the zoo. And it's in honor and celebration of the life of Derek Hoey. So please come down and participate on Saturday, October the 8th. The first couple of years, it's been over 100 folks down there, and the registration is $5 for children with $25 for adults. And I think you can come down and participate and be a part of. Ms. Richardson, I thank you for allowing us to come on and do that. I just want to say to you personally, you have a heart of gold, and my closing comments to you is, you know, God put people in places as conduits to do his work and his will. And I just truly see it all over you written, that you are one of God's given true angels that want to make sure that everything that is of God is seen and heard, and that it walks in that spirit. And you walk in that spirit. And so I brought you on so I can just see your glow in your face and the smile that you have and the careness that you give towards anybody that come on your show. I brought you on to let you know that, you know, you have gone through some things in life as well as everybody else, but I know that you held on to God's unchanging hand. Spiritually, I brought you on to just let you know that David said in Psalm 27, wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and he'll strengthen your heart. So I want you to continue to wait on him.
Thank you so much.
God bless you here. And we're going to do some things later on down the road. We're going to work together. We're going to do some things. And I won't talk politics with you today. I'll come back another time and talk some politics and talk about what I plan on doing when I become the candidate for mayor and running for that office. But I'll come back. But I just want you to know that I appreciate you.
I really appreciate
and your audience appreciates you. And I want to give you that last minute to say what you need to say.
Well, you really made my day, and I thank you so much. And I am so honored to have you. You men are so true. You're so, I like the way that you came together today and just made it all work. And just, you're just, it's been a joy, and just to listen and to learn. I want the viewers to know I'm not here to endorse anyone. I'm just here to open and let this be an outlet for people so that we that don't know, I may know some things, as I said, but to bring it to your understanding, I'm sitting back and getting all I can in from people like this. Hopefully you'll be back next week for Roundtable Talk. Will you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Hopefully you'll get on Mr. Calvin Brown, Pastor Calvin Brown.
He's called me twice.
Yes, and with the others, we'll be back next week. We're going to bring others in to just continue this talk and whatever that God lays on your heart. Again, to me, it's been a real honor, and I would like to say in closing, thank God for bringing Shauna Roy back from Africa with her sister Kimberly. They traveled, and they'll be back doing a program from Africa. In the meantime, enjoy your day. Look forward to us next Sunday in the continuation of, what can we call it? You got a title for it?
Conversation.
Yes.
With conversation from the heart.
Yes. And I would like to thank my one and only sponsor from the heart, Mr. Francis Roy Jr., for making this program for me comfortable. Whatever you do, have a great day. Mr. Brown, last words.
That's it. God bless you, and continue to have a good day, and go Yankees.